The average state pension across Europe pays between 800 and 1,400 euros per month. In London, that barely covers your rent. In Paris, it disappears before the month is halfway through. In Amsterdam, you would need to choose between heating your apartment and eating 3 meals a day. But in certain hidden German towns, that same pension does not just cover your basic survival, it pays for a comfortable home, fresh food, healthcare, heating, transportation, and still leaves money in your pocket at the end of every single month. I am not talking about scraping by. I am talking about genuine, comfortable retirement in one of the world's safest, most organized, and most medically advanced countries, where hospitals are excellent, where crime is virtually non-existent, where the air is clean, the forests are deep, and your pension stretches further than you ever thought possible. So, let me walk you through 12 hidden German towns where you can retire on a state pension alone and actually enjoy the retirement you spent your entire working life earning. But first, you need to understand why this is possible, because most people assume Germany is expensive, and they are right about Munich. They are right about Frankfurt. They are right about Hamburg. But Germany is not just its famous cities. After reunification in 1990, hundreds of small towns across eastern and central Germany experienced dramatic population decline. Young people left for big cities and never came back. What they left behind are fully functioning towns with beautiful architecture and world-class infrastructure. Hospitals that still operate under strict German medical standards. Schools that still follow the same curriculum as Berlin. Trains that still run on the same Deutsche Bahn network. Supermarkets that stock the same products at the same prices as anywhere else in Germany, but with far fewer people competing for housing. Which means property costs and rents have fallen to levels that most Western Europeans find genuinely hard to believe. And for retirees living on a fixed state pension, that combination of low costs and high quality infrastructure is not just convenient, it is life-changing. Now, let me show you exactly where these towns are. At number 12, we have Sangerhausen in Saxony-Anhalt. Population approximately 27,000 people, sitting at the southern edge of the Harz Mountains. This is a town that nature lovers retire to and never want to leave. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment runs 220 to 300 euros per month. Groceries for one person average 180 to 220 euros per month. Health insurance through the German public system costs approximately 170 euros per month. For retirees, total monthly living costs come to approximately 750 to 850 euros. That is comfortably within the range of most European state pensions. The Harz Mountains are literally at your doorstep. Hiking trails stretch for hundreds of kilometers through ancient forests. Europe's largest rose garden with over 8,600 varieties is right here in town. The regional hospital provides full medical services. Regular trains connect to Halle in 60 minutes and from there to Leipzig, Berlin, and beyond. I spoke with a British retired postal worker in his mid-60s who moved here 4 years ago. His UK state pension is approximately £900 per month. He rents a spacious 2-bedroom apartment for 250 euros per month. He told me in England his pension barely covered rent alone. Here it covers everything with money left over. He spends his mornings hiking in the Harz and his afternoons reading in his apartment that is bigger than anything he could afford back home. He said for the first time in his life he actually feels retired rather than just old and poor. At number 11, Hoyerswerda in Saxony. Population approximately 32,000 people. This is where retirement costs drop 2 levels that sound fictional. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment runs 180 to 260 euros per month. Some 1-bedroom apartments rent for 120 to 160 euros per month. Groceries average 170 to 210 euros per month. Total monthly costs come to approximately 650 to 800 euros. A retired Dutch couple I connected with live here on combined Dutch state pensions totaling 1,600 euros per month. The rent is 210 euros for a 3-bedroom apartment. They told me they live comfortably, eat well, heat their apartment all winter, and still save 400 euros every month. In the Netherlands, their combined pension would have left them choosing between Here, they have surplus every single month. The trade-off is Hoyerswerda experienced severe population decline. Some neighborhoods feel quiet. But for retirees seeking peace rather than excitement, that quietness is precisely the attraction. At number 10, Plauen in Saxony in the Vogtland region. Population, approximately 64,000 people. Large enough to feel like a proper town with full services. Rent averages 250 to 350 euros for a 2-bedroom apartment. Groceries run 180 to 220 euros per month. Total monthly costs sit at approximately 780 to 900 euros. Plauen has a rich history in lace and textile manufacturing. The town center features beautiful Jugendstil architecture from its prosperous industrial era. A full hospital operates in town. Multiple general practitioners offer regular medical care. Pharmacies, dentists, and specialist clinics serve the population. Supermarkets including Aldi, Lidl, and Rue provide affordable shopping. The Vogtland Hills surrounding the town offer gentle walking trails, perfect for active retirees. I talked to an American retired teacher in her early 60s who moved from Ohio. She lives on a combination of Social Security and a modest teacher's pension totaling about $1,800 per month. She rents a bright 3-bedroom apartment with a balcony for 290 euros per month. She told me retirement in Ohio meant anxiety about bills every single month. Here she lives without financial stress for the first time in her adult life. She spends her days gardening, walking in the hills, and taking cheap train trips to Prague, which is just 2 hours away. She said she did not know retirement could actually feel like freedom until she moved here. Now, what I have shown you so far costs between 650 and 900 euros per month for a complete retired life. But the towns I am about to reveal go even further. We are entering territory where retirement costs drop so low that even the most modest pensions provide genuine comfort. If this is valuable to you, hit subscribe right now because I cover affordable retirement options across Europe that most channels completely ignore. Let us keep going. At number 9, Saru in Thuringia. Population approximately 36,000 people. Sitting directly inside the Thuringian Forest, one of Germany's most beautiful natural regions. Rent runs 200 to 300 euros for a 2-bedroom apartment. Groceries average 175 to 215 euros per month. Total monthly costs approximately 720 to 850 euros. The Rennsteg hiking trail, Germany's most famous long-distance walking route, passes right by. Dense forest surrounds the town on every side. The air quality here is measurably better than any German city. For retirees with respiratory issues or anyone who simply values clean air, this matters enormously. A full hospital operates in town. Erfurt, the Thuringian state capital, with its stunning medieval old town, is just 45 minutes by train. I spoke with a German retired engineer in his late 60s who moved from his German state pension is 1,350 euros per month. He rents a 2-bedroom apartment with direct forest views for 240 euros. His total monthly expenses come to 790 euros. He saves 560 euros every single month from his pension alone. He told me in Stuttgart, his pension would have been swallowed entirely by rent. Here it provides a comfortable life with substantial surplus. He hikes every day, regardless of season. He said the forest has added years to his life and meaning to his retirement. At number 8, Eisleben, in Saxony, Anhalt. Population approximately 24,000 people. A UNESCO World Heritage Town. The birthplace and final resting place of Martin Luther. Centuries-old architecture lines the streets, and yet rent for a 2-bedroom apartment costs just 310 euros per month. Total monthly living costs sit at approximately 730 to 870 euros. You can retire inside a UNESCO World Heritage Site for less than 900 euros per month. Tourists visit from around the world to see the buildings you walk past daily on your way to buy bread. Halle is 35 minutes by train, providing access to a major university city with full specialist medical services. I connected with a British retired nurse in her early 60s. Her NHS pension combined with UK state pension gives her approximately £1,200 per month. She rents a beautiful apartment in a historic building near the town center for 260 euros. She told me she lives surrounded by 500 years of history, and her daily walk takes her past buildings that tourists travel thousands of miles to photograph. Her monthly costs leave her with nearly 500 euros surplus every month. She uses it for train trips across Germany and weekend visits to Berlin, Leipzig, and Prague. She said retirement was supposed to be about slowing down, but hers has never felt more alive. At number 7, Görlitz in Saxony. Population approximately 56,000 people. Widely called the most beautiful town in Germany. The old town survived. World War II almost completely intact. Wes Anderson filmed the Grand Budapest Hotel here. The architecture is genuinely world-class. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment runs 280 to 400 euros per month. Total monthly costs, approximately 800 to 950 euros. Slightly more expensive than the cheapest towns on this list, but the quality of the environment is extraordinary. You are retiring into living architecture. Every morning, walk feels like stepping through a film set. Poland is literally across the bridge, providing even cheaper shopping for groceries and daily essentials. Dresden is 90 minutes by train for specialist medical appointments, cultural events, and international flights. I talked to an Australian retired accountant in his late 60s. His Australian-aged pension is approximately 1,600 Australian dollars per month. Converted to euros, that gives him roughly 980 euros. He rents a stunning apartment with 4-meter ceilings and original details for 350 euros per month. He told me in Sydney his pension would not even cover a room in a shared house. Here, he lives in one of Europe's most beautiful towns in an apartment that feels like a palace. His monthly expenses total about 880 euros. His pension covers everything with a small buffer. He said Görlitz gave him the retirement he dreamed about but never believed he could afford. At number 6, Altenburg in Thuringia. Population approximately 31,000 people. A Renaissance castle overlooks a beautifully preserved old town. The birthplace of the card game Skat, essentially Germany's national card game. Rent runs 250 to 350 euros for a 2-bedroom apartment. Total monthly costs approximately 760 to 890 euros. But here is what makes Altenburg special for retirees. Leipzig is just 45 minutes away by direct train. That means world-class medical specialists, international flights, major cultural events, and big city shopping are all less than an hour from your affordable, small town home. You get the peace of a small town with the access of a major city. A local hospital handles everyday medical needs. Schools of music and art operate in town, creating a cultural atmosphere that keeps the community vibrant. I spoke with a German retired teacher couple in their early 70s. Combined pensions total 2,100 euros per month. They rent a 3-bedroom apartment overlooking the castle for 320 euros. Monthly expenses for both come to about 1,400 euros. They save 700 euros every month. They told me Leipzig is their playground. Concerts, galleries, restaurants, and medical appointments are all a short train ride away. But they come home every evening to a quiet, beautiful town where they know their neighbors by name. They said that combination of access and peace is what perfect retirement actually looks like. We are now entering the top 5, and I need to be honest with you. These next towns deliver something extraordinary. Retirement costs so low that even the smallest European state pensions provide not just survival, but genuine comfort and dignity. If you know someone approaching retirement who is worried about money, share this video with them right now. It could genuinely change their future. Let us continue. At number 5, Weißenfels in Saxony, Anhalt. Population approximately 40,000 people. Sitting on the Suhl River in an extraordinary geographic position. Leipzig is 30 minutes south by train. Halle is 30 minutes north. Nürnberg and its UNESCO World Heritage Cathedral are 15 minutes away. Rent runs 230 to 330 euros for a 2-bedroom apartment. Total monthly costs approximately 740 to 870 euros. You sit at the center of one of Germany's most culturally rich corridors. 3 cities with world-class cultural offerings are each under 30 minutes away. A local hospital serves everyday medical needs. The Baroque old town with its palace complex provides daily beauty. The riverside walks offer peaceful exercise routes. I connected with an Irish retired civil servant in his mid-60s. His Irish state pension is approximately 1,050 euros per month. He rents a 2-bedroom apartment near the river for 260 euros. Total monthly expenses come to 780 euros. He saves 270 euros per month. He told me Ireland would have eaten his pension alive between rent, heating, and insurance. Here, everything costs less and works better. He takes the train to Leipzig for concerts and to Nürnberg Cathedral for Sunday services. He said his pension that felt inadequate in Dublin feels generous in Weißenfels. At number 4, Zeitz in Saxony, Anhalt. Population, approximately 28,000 people. A genuine hidden gem that barely appears on any retirement list. A spectacular Baroque palace complex dominates the town. Medieval underground tunnels create a unique attraction. A growing arts and culture scene is revitalizing the town center. Rent runs 200 to 280 euros for a 2-bedroom apartment. Total monthly costs approximately 700 to 830 euros. Leipzig is just 40 minutes by train. You access a booming major city while living in one of Germany's cheapest towns. I talked to a Belgian retired postal worker in his early 60s. His Belgian state pension is approximately 1,100 euros per month. He rents a large 2-bedroom apartment in the Old Town for 220 euros. Total expenses come to 740 euros. He saves 360 euros every month. He told me the palace and the medieval tunnels make him feel like he retired into a fairy tale. His Belgian friends visit and cannot believe the size of his apartment or the beauty of the town for what he pays. He said, retirement in Belgium meant counting every cent. Here, it means exploring castles and discovering history on his doorstep every single day. At number 3, Lausitz in Brandenburg. Population approximately 17,000 people. Sitting on the Polish border? Home to the Ostdeutsche Rosengarten, one of Germany's most spectacular rose gardens. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment runs 180 to 260 euros per month. Some 1-bedroom apartments cost 120 to 170 euros per month. Groceries can be purchased even cheaper across the Polish border. Total monthly costs approximately 620 to 780 euros. This is among the cheapest comfortable retirement anywhere in Western Europe. A local hospital serves everyday medical needs. Cottbus is 25 minutes away by train with its university hospital providing full specialist services. Berlin is reachable in about 2 hours. I spoke with a German retired factory worker in his early 60s. His German state pension is just 950 euros per month. A pension that in Munich would leave him homeless. Here he rents a 2-bedroom apartment for 190 euros. Total monthly expenses come to 670 euros. He saves 280 euros every month. He told me his colleagues who stayed in expensive Western cities live in constant financial anxiety on the same pension level. He lives without worry. He tends his small garden plot. He walks through the rose garden every morning. He takes the train to Cottbus for medical appointments and to Berlin. When he wants city life, he said the difference between a stressful retirement and a peaceful one was not more money. It was choosing the right place. At number 2, Werdau in Saxony. Population, approximately 21,000 people. Virtually unknown outside of Saxony. And that anonymity is exactly what makes it extraordinary for retirees. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment costs 180 to 260 euros per month. Some apartments rent for under 160 euros. Groceries run 170 to 210 euros per month. Total monthly costs approximately 640 to 790 euros. These are among the absolute lowest retirement costs in all of Germany. Zwickau is just 10 minutes away, providing larger city services. Chemnitz is 35 minutes by train. Leipzig is reachable in about 90 minutes. A local medical clinic handles routine care. Zwickau's hospital is under 15 minutes away for anything more serious. I connected with a Portuguese retired construction worker in his early 60s. His Portuguese state pension is just 650 euros per month. A pension that even in rural Portugal would leave him struggling. He rents a 1-bedroom apartment in Werdau for 150 euros per month. Total monthly expenses come to 580 euros. He saves 70 euros per month! It is not a fortune, but he told me something that stuck with me. He said in Portugal, 650 euros meant poverty. In Werdau, 650 euros means dignity. He has a warm apartment, he eats well, he has health care, and he saves a little each month. He said dignity is not about how much money you have. It is about whether your money lets you live without fear. In Werdau, it does. Before I reveal the number 1 town, I want you to think about what we have just seen. Retirement costs as low as 580 euros per month. in one of Europe's richest countries, with free healthcare, with functioning hospitals, with trains that connect to major cities, with supermarkets, pharmacies, parks, and communities. But the town at number 1 does something none of the others quite achieve. It combines the lowest tier of retirement costs with a quality of life factor that transforms retirement from mere survival into something genuinely beautiful. At number 1, Quedlinburg, in Saxony, Anhalt. Population: approximately 24,000 people. And here is why Quedlinburg takes the crown for retirement. This is a full UNESCO World Heritage town. Over 2,000 Haften birdhouses spanning 8 centuries line its streets. The medieval old town is considered one of the best preserved in all of Europe. A castle and collegiate church complex overlooks the town from a sandstone cliff. Cobblestone streets wind through neighborhoods that have looked the same for 500 years. This is not just a cheap place to retire. This is one of the most beautiful, small towns on the entire European continent, and yet rent for a 2-bedroom apartment costs 250 to 350 euros per month. Groceries run 180 to 220 euros per month. Health insurance for retirees costs approximately 170 euros. Local transport is minimal cost, as most of the town is walkable. Total monthly living costs come to approximately 750 to 900 euros. The town has a full hospital, multiple general practitioners and specialist clinics operate. Pharmacies serve the community. The Harz Mountains are immediately accessible for walking and hiking. Regular trains connect to Halle in 55 minutes and from there to Berlin and Leipzig. But here's what truly separates Quedlinburg from every other town on this list. The quality of daily life here is not something money can buy in expensive cities. Your morning walk takes you through streets that have stood since the year 1200. Your coffee shop sits inside a building older than the discovery of America. Your neighbors know your name and check on you if they have not seen you in a few days. The weekly market fills the medieval square with fresh local produce, bread, cheese, and flowers. Seasonal festivals bring the community together throughout the year. Christmas in Quedlinburg with its medieval market is genuinely magical. I talked to a British retired librarian in her early 70s who moved here 5 years ago. Her UK state pension is approximately £850 per month. She rents a 2-bedroom apartment in a half-timber bird house dating from the 1600s for 290 euros per month. Total monthly expenses come to 810 euros. She told me something I will never forget. She said, "I spent 40 years working in a concrete building in a gray English town, dreaming about the life I would live when I finally retired. I never dreamed big enough. I never imagined I could live inside a medieval fairy tale on a librarian's pension. But here I am. I walk on 800-year-old cobblestones to buy bread from a bakery that has operated for 4 generations. I read books in my apartment that has timber beams older than my entire country's constitution. I have more friends here at 72 than I had at 32 because this community actually sees its elderly as people rather than problems. My pension that felt like a punishment in England feels like a gift here." She paused and then said, "Retirement is not about having the most money. It is about being in the place where your money gives you the most life. Quedlinburg gives me more life than I ever expected to have. The trade-off is real." German language is essential for daily life here. Winters are cold, with the Harz mountain climate bring in genuine freeze. Medical specialists for complex conditions require travel to Halle or beyond. The nightlife is essentially non-existent. And the cultural adjustment of moving to a small German town should not be underestimated. But for retirees seeking beauty, community, safety, affordable living, clean air, access to nature, and the dignity of a retirement that feels like living rather than just surviving, Quedlinburg delivers what no amount of money can buy in an expensive city. A life that feels genuinely worth waking up for every single morning. So, there you have it. 12 hidden German towns where a state pension is not a sentence to poverty, but a ticket to genuine, comfortable living. Let me be completely honest about what this requires. Learning German is not optional. You need at least basic conversational ability to navigate daily life, medical appointments, and local community. Healthcare in Germany is excellent, but navigating the system as a foreign retiree requires research and paperwork. Winters across every town on this list are genuinely cold, and for retirees from warmer climates, this adjustment is significant. Loneliness can be a real challenge when moving to a new country at retirement age. Building a social circle takes time, effort, and a willingness to engage with local culture. But the mathematics are undeniable. Monthly retirement costs across these 12 towns range from 580 euros in Werdau to 950 euros in Görlitz. Most cluster between 700 and 850 euros per month for a complete, comfortable retirement. That includes rent, food, healthcare, heating, transportation, and basic entertainment. On a UK state pension of £850 per month, you can live comfortably in 10 of these 12 towns. On a German state pension of 1,100 euros, you can live comfortably in all 12 with savings every month. On a US Social Security payment of $1,400, you can retire like a king. These towns are not exciting every night. They are not prestigious addresses. They are not Instagram destinations that impress your former colleagues, but they offer something that no expensive city can provide. The peace of knowing your pension covers everything. The security of knowing you will never face a rent increase that breaks you. The dignity of a retirement where you are not constantly counting coins. And the daily beauty of living in towns that wealthy tourists pay thousands to visit for a weekend while you wake up there every single morning. Which town surprised you the most? Tell me honestly in the comments, because your answers shape everything I create next. If you know someone approaching retirement who is worried about whether their pension will be enough, send them this video right now. It could change the entire trajectory of their retirement. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell, because next week I am releasing a complete guide on how to retire in Germany as a foreigner. Visas, healthcare, registration, banking, everything you need, step by step. Hit like so this reaches the people who need to hear that a dignified retirement on a state pension is not a fantasy. It is a train ticket to the right German town.